rounded up at gunpoint while attending a seminar and had their passports withheld while they were interrogated by police. While they were eventually deported, Indonesia's Human Rights Commission has agreed to investigate the raid.
He greets skeptical European leaders this week.
Bruce Shapiro, I thank you. Bruce is the national correspondent for Ceylon News at Ceylon.com and a contributing editor to The Nation magazine, and of course he's LNL.
Attorney General has referred comments made by New South Wales Magistrate Pat O'Shane to the Judicial Commission. Samantha Wills reports there's also been calls for Ms O'Shane to stand aside following her comments that many women lie about being raped.
In Japanese society, it's led many to question the way that mentally disturbed people are treated there, and think again about the position where
let more people loose in the community, sometimes with disastrous results. I think Japan has just started to liberalise in that respect.
Well, Tom, was the guy that caused the trouble in Osaka in this category? Had he been released from an institution, or why wasn't he in one?
He had a history of strange and dangerous behaviour, and he was an outpatient in Japan.
The man I described earlier in the program was the Marvellous Murray Sale, and Marvellous Murray speaks to us from his home in the village of Hanbury. And from Tokyo, we're joined by Dr. Tom
I think it's a reasonable business tactic, yes, and I think certainly for the sorts of products we've been speaking about, people feel confident that Australians make equally good products, and if they can go that one step further and support a product that's also owned here, they don't mind.
Enjoyed since the
not a big thing
war.
to do. They get a bit
I think
more
that
of
one of the factors in the current deterioration.
The Australian Democrats say the by-election for the seat of Aston in Melbourne's Outer East will test the party's ability to become Australia's third major political force. Launching the Democrats' campaign for the seat, the party said it wanted to win representation in the lower house. Leader, Senator Natasha Stott-Despoja, says the federal election will also be a big test.
That's the challenge as leader I have over the coming months, to make sure that people not only get their
little
toe in
village
the
is so
water,
quiet
but
that
actually recognise
for 25 years it had never occurred to us to lock the door either.
Murray, this sounds like the Australia of your youth.
Yeah, well,
and I can promise them they won't be shortchanged.
Again, all things are relative, but certainly we have seen in our little village over the past decade or so the breakdown of the
Yakuza have actually been encouraging children to go to school.
Absolutely.
That's pretty good for your mafia, isn't it, when they attack truants?
We have one in our village who's been threatening the children. He's taken it upon himself to make sure that they don't turn up their noses at the education offered them by the emperor. So he waits outside the school and sees who hasn't turned up, and then he threatens to all sorts of lurid threats against them. But this again, you see, is this undercurrent of
Jimmy
violence.
Maxwell reports from Durham.
The picturesque riverside ground of Chesterland Street is shrouded in fog this morning, and it's unlikely that conditions will improve. If there is play, Australia will juggle Ponting and Harvey out and include Brett Lee and Damien Fleming. That's Fleming's first game since he suffered a calf muscle strain at Northampton. Australia have already qualified for the final against Pakistan.
This is the case?
So the most affected group today will be the 15,000
I think that psychiatry is still in a relatively low stage of development in Japan, and one of the... It's the most difficult to cure, and over half of those with this strain will die.
This is an infectious diseases ward, and each of these side rooms has a patient with an infectious disease isolated to try to stop transmission from one person to another.
Dr. Carlton Evans from London's Hammersmith Hospital.
These are neighbours who keep an eye on each other and support each other. That was both of those were important.
Chance of a shower in Newcastle on Sunday. It'll get down to